Welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'll be giving another HCMC stock update, just going over trading information, share price information, as well as any other news that has been happening with the stock recently. If you're new to the channel, guys, definitely consider subscribing on a goal to get to 2k subs. So now into the video. So as you can see now, HCMC, the current share price is at 0.0018. We've seen a bit of a decrease obviously in the last, well, say a couple of weeks or so. We saw the stock hit the high point of 0.0060. That was back in the 11th of Feb. But since then, with a bit of news that's obviously come out regarding the court case, and obviously the amount of volume of trades that's been happening, there's been more people selling this stock rather than buying it in the meantime. But we'll just take a bit more of a look into the details with regards to volume and share, and when the share price has gone up and down. So here's the last month's chart now. We can see when the stock was at its high point, which was again on the 12th of February. It got up to 0.0059, which again, many investors at that point thought this is good. It's going to get up to that maybe half a penny mark even. But obviously, ever since then, news came out about Philip Morris sort of dismissing the infringement acts which HCMC have labelled against them for the patent. So since then we've sort of seen volume of trades dipping a bit. There was no sort of action until the 23rd of February. We got over 1.3 billion trades, but this was not in a good way, as a more negative trade. So basically people selling the stock, or rather than more people buying it. So it went from 0.0039 down to 0.26. And nothing again happened for a couple of days. The share price continued to fall with not that many trades happening compared to the what we saw on the 23rd of February. But then we had another negative day with over 1.5 billion volume of trades, which is absolutely outstanding for a stock of this size. It just shows the power of, let's say, the Redditors, and it's not all that, but a lot of people selling on this day. But then we had a good day, which was on the 1st of March. There was more people buying, but the stock still managed to fall with an increased change of 5.8%. So why exactly has the share price taken a bit of a tumble? You see the HCMC community is massive. More literally, you hardly see a bad word said about this stock. People basically saying just buy and hold it, buy, hold, buy, hold, buy these dips now. But why exactly has the share price gone down? We'll just all go and take a look at that. So here's an article on investorplace.com. So what is causing the HCMC stock to plunge? So essentially it looks like Philip Morris is looking to wash his hands with a lawsuit, not through the settlement. So yesterday it filed a motion to dismiss the lawsuit with prejudice in the United States District Court for the Northern District of Georgia Atlantic Division. So in that motion, Philip Morris says that HCMC does basically not have the grounds for its patent infringement. Basically that's saying you can't really prove that we've sort of ripped off your product, say, with the IQOS. Philip Morris says this IQOS device does not function in the same way as the combustion-inducing pipe. This calls to question the mechanism by which its IQOS heat, not burn process works. So what does it mean for the investors? As a lot of people probably know, it could be a rocky road ahead for HCMC, especially with regards to the share price. A lot of this right now with HCMC is resting on the lawsuit, so we've just got to keep a close eye on the proceedings. So I think HCMC have until the 15th of March to respond to Philip Morris's dismissal. But I sort of think the way Philip Morris has dismissed it, they've not really given any proper concrete proof or evidence themselves. So it's kind of a bit fishy. So if you're a HCMC investor, in my personal opinion, I do think they have a good chance of winning this, but we'll just have to wait and see. It's a stock where obviously it doesn't cost a lot of money, so you can probably throw quite a bit of capital into it. Obviously, only risk what you're willing to lose. This is not financial advice, by the way, so just do your own research, as I say, as it basically says in this article as well. So that's probably why the stock fell. Philip Morris dismissed it, and people probably panicked and sold the stock. I stumbled across this on Twitter, which was from an account called Julian Sanders at trading 1979, 76. He put, it's time for the HCMC facts again. The Philip Morris patent case is a big deal, but while everyone's been looking at that, there's been some major activity happening with HCMC and MJNE. If you've been investing in HCMC or done your research, you might already know this, but basically, in 2018, HCMC and MJNE company entered into a distribution for its deal for the patented Q-Cup technology. HCMC owns 85,000 shares of MJNE, and MJNE respectively own 1.5 billion shares of HCMC. So if you're not sure or not familiar with the Q-Cup technology, it's basically a small quartz cup which is partially filled with either weed or CBD concentrate, approximately 50 milligrams. The Q-Cup is then inserted into the patented Q-Cup tank globe, which then heats up from the outside without coming into direct contact with the solid concentrate. The Q-Cup technology provides a significantly more efficient and on-the-go solution for consumers who prefer to vape concentrates or medicinally or recreationally, whereas 50 milligrams of either substance vaped from traditional metal coats, metal coil or ceramic chamber would typically provide a single dose of weed or CBD. That same 50 milligrams will then provide 8 to 10 doses to the average consumer when used in this new technology. So the consumer is basically getting more bang for the buck, more use out of the products for basically the same. This technology does give the consumer more usage, which is obviously good for the consumer. Also yesterday, MJNE this is last week I think at some point now, MJNE entered into agreement to acquire the medical and recreational production licenses, which is obviously good news for them. More licenses to produce these products for recreational use and medical use. HCMC also own the patent to unlock vapes with biometric technology. If you're not sure what biometric technology is, it's basically face recognition or thumbprints to unlock your phone. It's basically that same technology, but would be used to unlock a vape, which is kind of cool bit of technology to use. Vapes, however, anyone can just pick it up and use it. As we move into a more of a legalization and safe practice, integration is inevitable. So think about every time you unlock your phone, it's the same thing. No one can just pick your phone up and look at it. It's got to have your own thumbprint or your own face technology. So we're sort of moving out especially with phones, moving out the password generation, now more into a face recognition and thumbprint. It's pretty much the future. So that is pretty much it for my video today, guys. Just let me know what you think about any of this news. Your thoughts on HCMC in general, and whether you're looking at buying this stock or wait until the 15th until they respond for the court case. So on that note, I'm going to leave you to it. Take care. Bye.